There, I wanted to make a video outlining a framework that's really worked well for me in the past. So, whenever a problem is presented, okay, and this can be any number of things, right? This can be in work, it can be in a relationship, it can be any problem that presents itself. Always propose three solutions next to the problem. And what happens is that it puts us into a very solution oriented space. And so rather than the focal point being the problem at hand, it's always good when you bring that to the person to know that you've already done some thinkings on the ways that we can potentially solve it. And it's not to say that you necessarily have to go with one of the three solutions proposed, but it just means that you can get quicker feedback in terms of getting past that problem, and you also have a starting point when it comes to just discussing ways to fix whatever is happening immediately in front of us. It's very easy when somebody presents a problem for it to be coming off as a complaint. But when we always pair the problems that are presented with three solutions, right? Very specific next steps, one, two, and three. It makes it super easy for collaborators, for people you're in relationships with, for anybody to help navigate overcoming that problem together. Ultimately, no problem is unsolvable, right? Everything has a solution. And so doing some critical thinking as to what those solutions can potentially be will save us time. And also in the noodling process, right? When you write down the problem, and I do recommend you do this by hand, writing down the three potential solutions, you might actually just come up with the solution yourself. And if you really want feedback on those things, you can also present the problem and be like, I've given some thought, here's three potential solutions. And you can even ask explicitly, are there any solutions that I might not be thinking of? This keeps conversations going, but what I often find is when somebody just blurts out a problem and hasn't done that critical thinking into the solutions, it can really stifle the innovation and the problem solving prowess of not only yourself as the problem raiser, but also as the solution giver. Especially, it can create a bottleneck in terms of everything that you want to get done. Ultimately, we want to solve the problem. So take the time to actually sit down and before presenting a problem to whether it's your team, whether it's to your client, whether it's to somebody in a relationship, make sure to already have done the work and feeling into three solutions and present that alongside the problem to keep everything in tune, to keep everything flowing. So yeah, that's your quick tip of the day. For every solution, for every problem you have, three solutions. Noodle on it, do it by hand, and when you're presenting the problem, make sure to do that with the solution. And if you want more specific feedback, you're like, I don't think the solution is in these three, just ask, are there any solutions that I'm not thinking of yet? So sending lots of love. Thanks again.